Sunglasses are really not for me.
So let's kind of break down why Casey Neistat wears sunglasses in his videos. So here's my pair of sunglasses. Here is an external monitor. So let's say that I have these glasses on right now and my monitor is off to the side on over here. So I'm just talking to you guys right now and going through the video, telling you some information, and then I look off to the side to make sure that I'm in frame still. That's what Casey wants to avoid. Now I'm gonna put this down. Now let's say that I was wearing sunglasses like Casey was. So here we have these sunglasses on and I'm looking at you and now I look over to frame myself and you guys don't even notice because I'm still giving you information, I'm still talking, and it seems like I'm looking at you guys, but you guys actually can't see because the sunglasses are all blacked out and you get the reflection of all the camera stuff, so you're more distracted in that and more engaged in what I'm saying. So when I look off to the side, it feels more like I'm less engaged with you guys. It feels like we're making eye contact, we're talking, I'm giving you information, you're really paying attention to me, and then all of a sudden I look off to the side and you guys don't feel so engaged anymore because I'm not looking straight at you. I'm not really like, you know, pulling you in with the eye contact. So that's why Casey Neistat wears sunglasses. And it's kind of become his little trend, his little Casey Neistat thing. So whenever you think of Casey Neistat, you might even think of those sunglasses. Now to be honest, I find that Casey Neistat's quality, his video style is actually kind of a raw style. So I feel like everything that he does in his vlogs is real. Everything that he does in his vlogs is natural. It happens naturally. Everything comes together and he kind of just goes in, does it, and then he can make anything out of anything. He can turn making a coffee, he can go around the city and turn it into a story. His vlogs always have a beginning, a middle, and an end. You want to have that in your vlogs. You want to be able to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you kind of want to be creative with it. And he has a raw style, so everything he does feels so natural, makes you feel so welcoming, because basically all he's doing is going through with his day. He's literally taking you with him on his day and kind of going through what he's doing with you guys and just telling you every detail and keeping you guys updated and just bringing you guys in along with him. And that's kind of his style. That's what he does, and he does it well, and he just does it really interestingly. He knows what to tell you and what not to tell you, and that was really creepy if you guys saw that. The dishwasher just opened by itself. Okay, does it really interestingly, you know? And even to get from one place to the next, he does mainly one thing for that: time lapses. Casey Neistat always uses time lapses to really bring the situations together. He goes from one place to the next and brings it together with a time lapse. He goes from home to the pier, or from the pier to 368. He goes with time lapses and uses them creatively to tie pieces together rather than just doing a fresh cut. He really brings you guys along with the city vibe. He shows you what he sees around the city and kind of the quick summary of the journey to and from. That is one thing that he really does. He loves using time lapses. And even at the beginning of this episode, you guys could see that I had a time lapse to start off the video with a title screen, and Casey does that as well. When Casey talks, I feel like he gives off this vibe, this tone that he's very serious about what he's saying. He knows what he's talking about, and he can come directly at you without holding back because he knows all of you. You're all of his fans, and he comes at you guys and tells you straight up, this is what the video's about, this is what's gonna happen, or I don't know about this, I don't know about that, but this and that. That was kind of confusing, but he knows what he's talking about, and he's very serious about it. So he comes in with this nice tone, this loud, straight up, direct voice, and kind of draws you guys in with that tone, the way he's talking, his diction, his tone of voice. It really helps the video, and it really shapes in the Casey Neistat vibe. Also, Casey Neistat's not afraid to grab the lens in the middle of talking, zoom in, zoom out. He's very, very careless, to be honest, and you can zoom in. He zooms in a lot. He gets really close when he tries to like whisper or like say something very important important in a message like time lapses, like I just did earlier in this episode. Casey Neistat is the kind of guy to not worry about his gear and how well it's doing, or worry about what happens in the video. He's the kind of guy to not care. He wants to give you the information, he wants to get the shot, he wants to get that good value out to you guys. So if he has good information and he's touching the lens like this, he doesn't care. If he has to break something for the shot, he doesn't care. He's gonna get the shot and get the gear back later. He doesn't care because he says that if you baby your gear too much, you're having another hassle on your hands. If you baby your gear, you're gonna be worrying about your gear and you're gonna have to try to keep it safe this whole time, and you're really like being careful with it, and you're being careful not to drop it or break it or put it in a bad spot. When you do that, you're drawing attention to that rather than focusing on the content and the shot and what you could be doing better, and you're focusing on keeping it safe. Casey Neistat really believes in not babying your gear. That's why he has so many dead gear, like so many broken things, so many dead drones, so many broken cameras, but he definitely gets the shot and he has made a name for himself. So honestly, it's a fine lifestyle and I believe in that too. Don't baby your gear, because if you do, you worry way too much about it. But of course, take a little bit care of it so you can still use it, but you know, don't baby it. Don't always hug at it and be like, no, you guys can't touch this. You guys aren't allowed to use it. Or if you drop it, it's not the end of the world. It can be fixed. The lens I'm using right now, I dropped actually at B&H and I fixed it up myself. So works fine for me. And when I say that Casey doesn't care, I mean that he's not scared to do something. He's not scared to put text over the screen. He's not afraid to keep things raw. He's not afraid to use like normal fonts, like standard, regular, on computer fonts. He's not scared to do any of that. He's not scared to do anything because it's his content. What he thinks looks good to him, and he only cares about making that content. He cares about giving that value, whether or not the quality of it is good, because whether he makes a film on a camcorder, a GoPro, or anything, even the 720p, he can give you that value. He creates the best movies on whatever you hand him. You could hand him a cell phone and he could create the best content, and he can make it. He can make a full quality video on a phone, and I'm pretty sure he has before, and if not, then let's get him to do so. And now I actually Googled it. I typed in Casey Neistat phone movie and I actually don't see anything. So if you guys know about anything about Casey Neistat filming an entire movie on a phone, let me know. But if not, let's kind of get word out to him. Let's get him to make a movie from a phone, or get Dan to make a movie from a phone with him, and we could do something with that. We can raise that content, and we can show you that it can be done on anything, that it doesn't matter what gear you have, but if you can give that value, then that's what's important. If you can give that quality story, the beginning, the middle, and the end, with everything in between, you can make a movie, because that's what Casey Neistat does. His vlogs are movies. They all have the beginning, a middle, and end. Something happens in them, something ends up the solution. Now, a solution isn't always something to a problem. A solution is just how it ends. Something that handles the climax, the conflict. The conflict's not always bad, but solution's not always good, you know? You just really have to think about that. We're all so tied to think that a solution is something good, but honestly, it doesn't even have to be relevant. The conflict of a video could be a tech review, and at the end, this is a good thing to buy, or this is a bad thing to buy. We're all tied up in the illusion that a conflict is a problem and a solution is something good that fixes the problem, but it could be so many things. There's so many ways to have a solution, so many ways to have a conflict. There's just something there. It doesn't have to be anything, you know, major, anything important. There won't be that much editing in this, really. This video is more like a raw sense of style, how he does his videos, what he really does to set it up, and you know, how he kind of approaches his videos and his audience. Nothing really focusing on too much of what's going on in the program, because there isn't that much going on. All of it's really in camera. That's the best thing about Casey Neistat. Most of it is raw. Everything that he does in camera is what goes on. So most of the editing process really is his little glitch effects, his on-screen text text and kind of just those rough cuts. So everything else is kind of handled in camera. So that's the best thing about Casey Neistat. And you guys know that I love doing everything in camera as much as possible. Casey Neistat is really that. He really does everything in camera, throws it into post-production, just does the cuts, and bam, he's ready, throws on some text, some music, and he's set. It's just that easy. Everything that Casey Neistat does is really, really raw, and I just love that. I just love that about it, and it's crazy. So I'm sorry if you guys were expecting so much more, but Casey Neistat, there really is not much to Casey Neistat's style. Most of it's just raw. He just has a lot of like stuff to do. He just has a lot of interesting things in his life. He always has something to talk about. He always has something to review. He always has something updated. Every day is a new day. Every day is different than the day before with him. And that's just great. He has an awesome life, and he has a great way to document it, and he does it every day, and it's just crazy. There's always something to talk about every day. You just have to really think about it. And if you create something for yourself to do that day, then you're creating content for yourself. You just really have to think about it, and Casey Neistat's really great at that. Even when he doesn't have something to do, find something to do. So he can always just pick up something, go out, review it. He can always just take something out and make an interesting day out of it. And you guys, we just have to learn how to take a boring day and turn it into an interesting day. And that's all there really is to Casey Neistat's vlogs. There's nothing really, you know, too in-depth about it. There's nothing really technical, nothing too editing process typey thing. It's really all in camera and how you create the video, what shots you get, the type of stuff you're creating. So there really is not too much. It's just the way you approach things. And that's Casey Neistat's thing. And I remember one quote from him that I really liked. Life is like a moving sidewalk. If you walk, you stay still, or you stay in place. If you stop, you fall back. The only way to get forward is to hustle. And that is like my favorite quote from Casey Neistat, and it's completely true. Because if you stand still, you're gonna fall back. If you don't do anything, you're gonna fall back. If you keep doing the same thing every day, you're just gonna stay in place. But if you change up things a little bit, you're gonna slowly move forward, and if you really hustle, you're gonna actually get far. That's kind of what Casey Neistat's living style is. He hustles every single day. Even when there's nothing to hustle, he finds something to hustle. So that's what we all need to do. We need to find something to hustle and go for it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this video. I know that it's probably not what you expect. You guys probably expect some editing stuff, but there really is nothing to it. Share this video if you really liked it. Smash that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks so much again, and stay awesome.